I know I'm making a lot of videos about Teddy Zane, but I have to make this one. I have to. Okay. I made a video showing that Teddy Zane in the year 2020. This was April. This was when the coronavirus, was pretty much new, and we had all the lockdowns, the shutdowns. So at the time, his gym's name was Flex Fitness, right? Okay. So you see Teddy crying the blues to the media, like a little biatch. If you really want me to be honest with you, like a little biatch. Just like his tiny bowls, his tiny raisin bowls. I can't, I'm gonna lose my gym. I can't handle all the bills. It's not a fair playing field. Okay. Now, you might think I'm a jerk off, right? Because here's your argument. Millions and millions of small business owners all around America went through the same thing that Teddy Zane did. But let me tell you the difference. Okay? Those millions and millions of small business owners did not claim to be a multi millionaire like he does. They didn't claim that. Okay? They're just regular, average, middle class Americans. And the system was really giving it to them hard, and they were struggling and they were suffering. My heart goes out to those Americans. Do you understand? And you have no idea how heartbroken I was over it. I know good friends of mine that lost their businesses during the pandemic. They had to shut up. They had to close up shop because they couldn't keep it open. They couldn't afford, because it was crazy times. It was like they still have employees, even though they would make layoffs, mounting bills. It was too hard. They couldn't withstand the pressure. But they're not acting like a big shot. You understand? They're not saying, hey, I'm a multi-million. See, you have to choose one. You understand? It's either you are a multi-millionaire. Are you ready? Or you're struggling. Okay? You can't have both. You can't have both. And that's why, the media really gave it hard to Donald Trump in the 90s. They beat the living shit out of him, the media, because he always portrayed himself to be this big shot, multi-billionaire, the king and all that. So when they saw him struggling, they ripped him to shreds. They ripped him to shreds. What's the matter, Donald? You didn't get your manicure today? Like, they ripped him up. But rightfully so, because that is the image he portrayed. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's the same thing with Teddy Zane. He comes across like he's this big shot, multi-millionaire, but he can't afford a website for his gym. Like, he doesn't have a website. The man does not have a website for his gym. And that's why some hacker, which wasn't me, okay, just to give you a heads up, it wasn't me, bought a domain called raisinballs.com and connected it to his gym. Okay, and then someone else bought, it could have been the same person, teddyzane.com, where it's like a parody website. They're breaking his balls. Okay. So there's a lot of things about Teddy Zane that doesn't add up to me. Okay. I've known a lot of people in my life who were very successful. A lot of people, both legally and both illegally successful. Okay. Both. You understand? Legal and illegal. Okay. I've never, ever seen a person. Never. You understand what never means? Do you understand what never means? Ask for $5 a month. Who is making tremendous money? Never. And I want you to know I spent many hours thinking about this. I spent many hours thinking about this. I have known people in Wall Street who have made $200,000 to $300,000 a month. I've known people who made more than that. I have cousins worth $20 million. Never once did they say, Rich, can I have $5 a month and I'll teach you how I ran my business? Never. Do you understand? Okay. So you have to ask yourself why he's doing this for. See, look, can we analyze? Let's take all the steps of Teddy Zane. And this is why I'm very confident I have much more money than Teddy. Much more money. Okay. Teddy Zane apparently said his brother bought him a Corvette. Why did he buy himself a Corvette? Right. Okay, so that's number one, which I think is bullshit, by the way. I think it's bullshit. Teddy Zane admitted that he sold his AMC. Just around the same exact time he sold his AMC, did you notice he bought a Corvette? Okay. Did you notice that? Or was it just me? Was I the only person who noticed that? Okay. Teddy Zane on his Better Business Bureau, if you go to Flex Fitness, is what I want you to do. Flex Fitness. If you go to the Better Business Bureau page, someone filed a complaint. It was a young college kid who basically was only going to work out for like a month, 2 months. He was going away for college. He was under the impression that he was paying a month-to-month membership. Apparently, that's what the salesperson told him. Now, regardless if he got misled or if he misunderstood, he's a kid. He's a child. He's nothing. He's starting off in life. Starting off in life. Do you know that I read the response and it says that they're holding him to pay? They're going to keep taking money out of that college kid's account, $25 a month, until the contract is expired. Listen to me. Who does things like that? Who does things like that? Rich people? No. Listen to me. I do not believe Teddy Zane is what he is making himself to be. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. People said that he sold his restaurant for millions and millions of dollars. Is what they told me. All his Teddy Zane fans said he sold it for millions. He sold it for millions of dollars. Where's the proof of this? Where's the proof? Can someone send me a link? Can someone send me a link showing me that Teddy Zane sold his restaurant? Because it would be public news. It would say, I see it all the time when businesses are sold. It's reported. It's public information. Okay? Where does it say he sold his restaurant? Here's another option. His business shut down. That's another option, right? Okay. Allegedly, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying that's another option. Okay? Now, Teddy Zane's gym, he's paying rent. Let me be clear. He doesn't own the real estate, okay? He's paying rent, okay? So you have to understand something. At the end of the day, a gym is only worth as much as two factors: the equipment that's in the gym, right? And the memberships. Okay, that's it. That's what it's worth, because it doesn't have real estate value. It doesn't have real property value. So the point is that if his membership levels start dropping, you understand, really all that his gym is worth is the equipment. So people are trying to convince me. You want to hear how like psychos these people are? They're like, he sold his restaurant, I think, for like $10 million. Like these people are nuts, man. They were saying, and then they say, and his gym is worth 10 to 20 million. It's worth 10 to 20 million. No. I happen to know a lot about these things. Okay, most of the times that when I see gyms either being sold or gyms being closed down or whatever the case may be, typically they wind up just getting out of their lease, walking away from it, and just selling the equipment that's inside. And that's it. So the question you got to ask yourself is, how much is all that equipment worth? It's used equipment too, by the way. You got to take it into consideration. It's used equipment. How much is it worth? What do you think? 50,000, right? What do you think? 100,000? I'll be generous. I don't even think it's worth that much. I'd say maybe 30, 40, 50,000. How much is it worth? How much is it worth? His cars are a depreciating asset. They're all depreciating. They're losing every day he puts mileage on it. Every day he uses it, it goes down in value. Now, I don't know Teddy's business with his house. Does he have a mortgage on his house? Maybe. Does he have 2 mortgages on his house? Maybe. Does he have 3 mortgages on his house? Maybe. See, look, I knew a guy, let me tell you a story. I knew a guy in Staten Island, a good friend of mine. This guy had me convinced he was Donald Trump. He really did. He convinced me and my wife that he was probably the richest man in America. Now, we went into his house. It was like, you don't understand something. It was like a $3 million mansion. I can't get into locations, all that, because I don't want privacy issues. It was like a $3 million mansion. The guy had, I think he had a Ferrari outside. He had a Mercedes outside. We walk in. His house is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I remember leaving there after we had dinner together, a good friend of mine with my wife, and I said to myself, "I'm very jealous." I really was. I was like, "Jen, I gotta do better. My life sucks." And she's laughing. She's like, "No, you're doing good." I'm like, "No, my life really sucks. That's living." Okay. 2, 3 months later, the guy's house goes into foreclosure. They repossess all his cars because it turns out he had everything mortgaged like to the tilt, like to the highest level. This guy had everything. He had three mortgages on his house. His cars were leases, whatever it is. Okay, listen. Looks sometimes are deceiving. People do it all the time. People give a certain impression of success, but it's an illusion. It's a mirage. It's not real. It's my opinion that Teddy Zane, it's all an illusion. It's not real. I say Teddy Zane has liquid money, liquid about 140. Here's going to be my guess. I'm going to tell you what I think of Teddy Zane, okay? I say Teddy Zane's got about 140 to 150,000 liquid. You know how I know this? Because every time he buys these IPOs, do you notice how he never buys a lot of it? You know what? He throws maybe 20,000 into it, 30,000 into it, 40,000 into it, right? Okay. I'm not seeing him put. Have you ever, listeners, let's talk about this. Have you ever seen Teddy Zane invest $500,000 before? Have you ever seen him invest more than 500,000? Have you even seen him invest 400,000? No. What do we see him invest? We see him invest 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, or even at the most, at the very, very most, 80,000, right? Or something like that, or 100,000. Okay. So I am under the opinion, and this is just my opinion, that Teddy Zane liquid cash is about 150,000, somewhere around there. I don't know if his house is mortgaged. Could have one mortgage on it, two mortgage on. I know his gym is only pretty much worth the equipment. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Because memberships, they come and they go. People have a 1 year membership, then maybe they don't renew. You know what I mean? So the only way a gym would have a sustaining membership if people were signing it for like 10 years or 20. And nobody does that. Nobody does that. People sign for like a 1 year membership. So you really can't look at that. It's not a guaranteed source of revenue. Of course, at any time that revenue could be taken away. So look, again, I just want to make this perfectly clear. Everything I'm saying in this video is just subject to my opinion. It is all alleged. I cannot prove it because I don't know Teddy Zane's financial business. But I will tell you this, I don't think he's as rich and successful as he claims to be. I just think he's average.